Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm bringing you another Sculpting 101 video. And today's video I'm going to be talking through the process of how I sculpt these scales on a cassowary doll foot. And these are like the smaller scales. I did a video before where I sculpted the larger plates that you see on the toes, but this one's going to be about the smaller scales. So basically what I'm starting off with is just a piece of glad wrap or cling wrap, whatever you call it, and a needle tool that you can see here. And you can get these needle tools in any like pottery tool set that you can find. You can find cheap sets online, or you can use like a pin or like a large sewing needle or something like that. But I use this needle tool for this particular job. So basically with that cling wrap over the top of the clay, it sort of acts as like a barrier to the sharpness of the needle tool at the end. So if you're creating these little circles on top of just the raw clay, it sort of digs into the clay, whereas when you put the cling wrap on top of it, it sort of acts as like a smoothing surface, so you're not digging into the clay and you're really more of just marking the surface rather than digging it. So it takes a lot of time to do this effect, but I think the results are really worth it because it looks more organic and it looks like that you've taken the time to sculpt these details on the feet or what you're sculpting. So it took me roughly 2 days to sculpt all these little scales on the 2 feet, but you sort of get into a routine where you find the process, like you get into a routine and it's kind of cathartic, I guess, doing all these little circles. So basically with the circles, what I'm doing is sort of a C shape on either side of them and then sort of pressing in the area where those 2 C shapes meet, just to blend it in a little bit more, because if you do the C shapes then it sort of leaves like a flick at the end. So I usually just push it in a little bit, and because you've got that cling wrap over the top, it sort of dints it in rather than actually jamming it in or pinning it in, so it makes it a nice smooth surface. And this type of technique works for any type of clay, or monster clay, or different types of Sculpey, or different types of polymer clay. It works really well for that. It also works well for like air dry clays, so you can use it for, it's very versatile and you can use it for a lot of different things. So once you're done doing all the little details and all the little scales, this is what you're sort of left with. So I've done more of the scaling on the middle toe. You can see what it turns out like, and you can see what I mean by it being a bit more organic than using a stamp or something. But yeah, it takes a lot of time, but I think it's worth the effort, and yeah, it's really great. So let me know if you try this technique on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube. But that is it from me today, just a quick little video on how I sculpted the scales. So check me out on Patreon for more tutorials, and my shop creaturesinat.com, also Facebook and Instagram at creaturesinat, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!